by all of us here today. We are humbled by what we heard from you and grateful for your commitment to make education transformation a reality. This may be the final segment of our program today, but I can see that a new era for education, thank you, has only just begun because today we have unlocked countless new opportunities that will lead us towards a path of progress and prosperity for both people and planet. We kicked off this edition of the Rewired Summit with one core mission in mind. That is this platform will be the one that brings everyone together to take collective action for education transformation. Education was, is, and always will be our anchor, our guiding, our efforts in ensuring that humanity is on a path to a brighter future for every child and young person in the world. In fact, this was the belief that led our founder, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, to establish the Bikeers back in 2007. And 14 years later, we took his vision to a new place when we incepted 2 years ago the Rewired Summit for the first time and positioned it as the platform for education transformation to become the priority it needs to be for stakeholders across sectors to work together and for children and youth to be brought back to the forefront of our human development efforts because it is ultimately their young minds that are shaped by the principles that we have collectively championed today at the Rewired Summit. And these are the minds that will design our shared destinies through the decisions and actions they take today and in the future. And it is for this that the Rewired Summit is now going to be an independent standalone with a global board. The impact of this edition of the Rewired Summit extends beyond classrooms, schools, communities, cities, and countries. Instead, it compels us to recognize that the little twinkle in our children's eyes is our big hope, steering us towards a future where possibilities are endless. And most importantly, it is reaffirmed our role as the sector that proactively and passionately champions people for future and planet. We have delivered on our commitment to making this Rewired Summit a summit of solutions by showcasing hundreds of incredible innovations that exist at the climate education nexus. And each of the launches, announcements, and commitments made today has served a real and concrete example of what we can achieve for current and future generations when stakeholders from across sectors actively come forward with solutions, thereby demonstrating the power of transformative education through a whole of society ecosystem approach built on cross-sectoral collaboration. For instance, we saw the government of Kyrgyz Republic and Malawi pledging to link early childhood development and foundational learning with climate resilience and action in their countries. And the African Union unveiled their theme for 2024 that highlights their plans to transform education across the continent by rethinking education models. At the same time, we witnessed the launch of the Green Rising Initiative, my baby, by UNICEF and Generation Unlimited that will empower and enable at least 10 million children and youth, especially girls, to contribute to climate action at a grassroots level in developing countries. The Rewired Summit provided teachers as well with a prominent place they deserve in climate agendas, with the Aga Khan Foundation launching a new online portal of over 100 teacher-led, teacher-tested, and teacher-approved climate action solutions for education from more than 60 countries. The voices of youth were also answered with the Rewired Summit becoming the launchpad for the Green Jobs for Youth online training and mentoring program by Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens and Dubai Cares. This program will enable youth to leverage climate change as a doorway to career paths that are aligned with both their individual professional ambitions as well as our collective planetary goals. The food sector too received its rightful place in positioning education transformation as an effective strategy for climate gains when Dubai Cares with the Grameen Credit Agricole Foundation under the World Food Programme's School Meals Coalition, another baby, launched the first ever global social impact bond in education. And when I say a social impact bond, I mean a financial instrument fund as a bond to scale up sustainable homegrown school feeding programs and promote women entrepreneurship in Senegal. In addition, the Research Consortium for School Health and Nutrition launched the Planet Friendly School Meals White Paper, spearheaded by Professor Don Bundy, a very old friend of mine who both of us masterminded a lot of stuff when it comes to school health and nutrition. That was 12 years ago when I was much younger, with Rwanda, Kenya, and Sierra Leone being amongst the first countries to announce their commitment to implementing the recommendations outlined in this white paper. And of course, on the 2nd of December, at the heart of the COP28 presidency program, in the Blue Zone, Dubai Cares launched the first ever Global Education Solutions Accelerator in partnership with the Aga Khan Foundation to make education transformation a reality for every country in the world by 2030, benefiting 2.1 billion people around the world. We heard from all of you today, 260 speakers, including 2 heads of state and 22 ministers, 28 CEOs, 209 entities, 76 countries, and staying true to the ethos of the summit, we will take every word we have heard and every recommendation that we have received, like how we did in the first edition of the Rewired Summit, into, and this is where it gets best, into a concrete outcomes report that will be presented to the UNFCCC and the COP28 presidency to ensure that this golden opportunity we have today will serve as our legacy for every teacher, every child, every young person, every community, every city, every country in the world. We are confident that the UNFCCC and the COP28 presidency will take our collective voices, recommendations, and policy demands that will be published in the outcomes report to the highest levels and ensure that they feed into the COP29 and beyond to ensure that education is a permanent legacy in every single future COP. And so, as we draw the curtains on this edition of the Rewired Summit, let us be proud of everything we have achieved together today. We have done it. Let us remember this moment for the rest of our lives, because it is in this moment that we have elevated education to its rightful place as the most powerful engine of change for people and planet. Ladies and gentlemen, together we have achieved and created history. Thank you very much.